don't buy this, buy this instead. You guys saw a lot of the viral video I made in the past when I say, don't buy this nice house, buy this ugly house. Well, I've done that on a short form, so I really couldn't explain all the detail. Now, since we have a YouTube channel, I want to break down a whole deal in detail on why you should not buy a nice house, but buy an ugly house instead. Okay, so let me explain to you why you want to buy this instead, okay? I got this phone call from this past customer. I have actually bought one of his houses in the past, and then he happened to call me and say, Thach, I have this house that's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. It needs a lot of work, and I want to get rid of it. And this is what it was. This house right here is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. It's about 800 square feet. It's just on a 5,000 square foot lot. The house, it was just tired. It was a rental property. It was beat up. Everything was old, everything. And so basically he said to me, Thach, buy this off me. And at first he wanted $550,000. We went back and forth, and I ended up buying it for like $500,000. So after I bought the property, I closed on it. Then I went in and I kept all the windows. I repainted the house. Okay, all the trim was all still the same. I repainted it, but inside, above the hardwood floors, right, I didn't do anything to the bedroom. All the bedrooms were still the same. It was 2-bedroom, 1-bath. But what I did do, I blew the kitchen out and I put a brand new kitchen in it and I put a brand new bath in it. And I put all new trimming inside. All the original door was fine. I just put all new knob. I spent about $50,000 to rehab this house, to make it look real nice. This property here, I bought it for $500,000. I put $50,000 to rehab the property. So I'm all in for $550,000. When I did a cash out refi, the bank appraised for $720,000. Here's the big bonus. Remember I told you, this lot was on 5,000 square feet. It's zoned single family in Seattle. But what's great about it, in Seattle now, we can put detached ADU. This is what I call a detached ADU. It's not attached to the house. Now, I was very blessed because instead of a backyard, we had a side yard. So instead of building the ADU in the backyard, we did the ADU, which is called a detached ADU in Seattle. We did it on the side yards. It looked better because it has 2 street frontage. So if you ever have a choice to build a ADU, they call them ADU in California, Casita in Arizona, we call them detached ADU, DADU. If you ever get a choice, obviously you always want front facing because it's worth the most. It looks like 2 houses. The second best, right, is on a corner. One house faces one way, another house faces another way. So you still have 2 frontage. And then of course, you know, the last one is having a DADU in the backyard, which is still good, off the alley, which is still fine, okay? Those are the idea. But these two, this right here, this is the idea of all idea, or a corner lot, okay? So this is a 5,000 square foot lot. I had a side yard. So when I end up building that DADU, right, that's 1,000 square feet, 500 on the main, 500 on top, right? And it cost us at the time, all cash, $250,000 to build this 1,000 square foot DADU. There's no garage because you don't need parking. Parking is right here in the front of the house. So that's why there's no garage inside, all living space, $250,000 to build that 1,000 square foot unit. Let me explain to you why you don't want to buy the nice house. So for example, this house here is already nice. It's already turnkey. It's already at market value. This house here is probably worth $750,000, maybe $800,000. If you buy this house right here, basically you buy it at market value, you don't have any sweat equity. But if you buy a house that needs work and you put it in the extra work and the time to rehab it, by the time it's done, the ugly house can be worth as much as this house, but you got sweat equity. This is why when you buy a nice house, you don't create any sweat equity. When you put the money down on this, okay, your down payment gets stuck. When you buy a house that's ugly and needs some work, you can actually get your down payment back out. So buying this right here, it's great, but buying a house that's ugly that needs some work is actually even better. So this right here, again, you buy it at market value, you put your 20% down, then your money is stuck there. But you don't create no sweat equity. This is why this is great, but buying an ugly house and rehabbing it is even better. All right, so let me break down how I financed this property. Remember I told you I bought this house for $500,000. I put in $50,000 to rehab it. So I'm all in for $550,000. Hard-money lending went 20% down, and they fund the rest. So 20% of $550,000 is $110,000, okay? After that I got all done, right? Then what I did was, on this property, I went and got plans and permits. I got a survey, then I got architect, a plan, a survey. It cost me about probably almost 15, 20 grand to get plan and permits. Then I built this out. This cost me $250,000. I paid cash to build this out, okay? So I'm free and clear on this, right? And I have a mortgage on this. The bank came out and they appraised this property. They appraised this property for $720,000. They appraised the DADU for $760,000. I have a portfolio bank and they said you can do it to 70%. Well, if you gotta do 70%, right, it is obviously over $1 million worth of a loan. but I chose not to take out all that loan. I put a loan on this house for $377. I put a loan out for this for $380,000. So I kept my mortgage real low. We rent that house over there for $3,600. We rent this house here for $3,500. These are all brand new home, okay? This is fully remodeled, this is a brand new home. So at the end of the day, right, after minusing everything, okay, we actually take home $1,900 a month in positive cash flow, okay, on these two properties. Here's the great thing is, my original 110 I put down and my 250 cash, I got all that cash back in my pocket. So I'm all whole, complete. I have no money invested in these two deals. I just got two loans on this property, $377 and $380. And basically that's it. I got no money invested. So now that is the extended full version of don't buy this, buy this. Because again, if you guys buy a nice house or you move in, there's nothing wrong with that, right? You just don't create any sweat equity. When you buy a property in New York, you create sweat equity in the house. If you find property, you can put the ADU, you can force value, you can make even more money. This is the kind of stuff I like to buy in Seattle. I don't like to buy a house that's nice. I like to buy a home that I can do the work on the house and create sweat equity in the house. Then I like to add another house. So at the end of the day, on one deal, I can make over $700,000. And this is what I'm doing a lot in Seattle. So again, you guys, I always say this to people, if you want to be a savvy investor, right? If you can, don't buy a house that's already nice, buy something that's ugly and then create your own value.